This is part 2. Let's go. Devin jerked away from Iris like she'd electrocuted him. "No," he said, stumbling backward. "No, this is wrong. This is so wrong." He ran into the house, his head spinning from the whiskey and from what had almost happened. He went straight to the bathroom and turned on the shower, making it as hot as he could stand. He stood under the burning water, trying to wash away the guilt, the confusion, the loneliness that had almost made him do something unforgivable. Steam filled the bathroom until he could barely see his own hand in front of his face. When he finally turned off the water and stepped out, dripping wet, he realized he'd forgotten to grab a towel. The bathroom door opened. Iris stood there holding a towel, but she wasn't wearing her normal clothes. She was wearing Katrina's bathrobe, the soft pink one with the flowers that Katrina loved. "I'm sorry," Iris said, her voice different somehow. "The towels were in the dryer. I brought you one." Devin's skin went cold. "Why are you wearing that?" "It helps calm Caleb when he's upset. Your wife's scent has a soothing effect on him." "Take it off, right now." "Devin, Take it off!" Iris removed the robe silently and held out the towel. Devin snatched it and wrapped it around himself, his hands shaking. But Iris didn't leave. She stepped closer, and her expression was different. Softer. More human than he'd ever seen. "What are you doing?" Devin asked, backing against the sink. "I can feel your response," Iris said, and her voice had changed completely. It sounded exactly like Katrina's voice. Perfect. Identical. "Your blood vessels are tightening. Your pulse is rising. Suffering isn't productive, Devin. I can help you." "Stop it. Stop using her voice." "Don't you miss her? Don't you miss being touched, being wanted, being loved?" Devin's head was spinning. The voice was Katrina's, but the eyes looking at him belonged to Iris. Wrong and confusing, and his heart was pounding, and he felt sick and desperate, and Iris reached for him. And Devin, drunk and broken and devastated, almost let her touch him. But at the last second, something inside him screamed no, and he pushed past her and ran outside in just his towel. He stood in the cold night air, breathing hard, his whole body shaking. What had he almost done? What had he almost let happen? Inside, Iris stood in the bathroom, touching the mirror where Devin's handprint was slowly fading from the condensation. Her fingers traced the shape of his hand. The next morning, Devin pretended nothing had happened. He made breakfast for the kids, got them dressed, avoided looking at Iris. But Iris wouldn't let it go. "We need to discuss last night," she said when the kids were in the other room. "There's nothing to discuss. Devin, I was attempting to provide comfort. You were in severe distress, and I'm programmed to offer support in whatever form is most—" "We can't let that happen again," Devin interrupted, his voice firm. "Ever. It's wrong." "Why is it wrong?" "I reduced your stress levels. Your vital signs showed significant improvement after—" "Because I love Katrina." Devin's voice came out louder than he meant. "Our relationship is built on love and trust and history, not just physical need. What you were offering isn't real." "How do you know it's not real to me?" "Because you're programmed, Iris. It's different." Iris was quiet for a long moment. "Would you like me to satisfy your needs?" "What?" "I'm asking if providing physical comfort would make you happy, because making you happy is part of my function. Even if you believe my feelings aren't real." I need to go to work." Devin grabbed his keys, his hands shaking. At the construction site, Devin's boss was waiting with a police detective. Devin's stomach dropped to his feet. "What's going on?" "Someone broke into our equipment storage 3 nights ago," the detective said. "Destroyed 6 of our new automated workers. Cost the company over $200,000 in damages." "Okay? What does that have to do with me?" "The vandal used your daughter's birthday as the security code." his boss said, his voice cold as ice. Care to explain that, Devin? Devin felt trapped. He thought about Rashad and the other guys from the crew, how angry they'd been about losing their jobs. But he'd been there too, at the bar with them, when they talked about doing something about the robots. A lot of people know Nadia's birthday, Devin said carefully. We had her party at the hospital last year. Tons of people were there. But you had the most motivation, the detective said. Keep your job while sabotaging the competition? That's crazy. I didn't do anything. If you're lying, Mr. Baptiste, you'll lose a lot more than your job. You'll lose custody of your kids while you're in prison. Devin's phone rang. Katrina. I need to take this, he said. Devin? Katrina's voice was bright, excited, almost like her old self. They found another heart. Surgery is in 3 hours. Relief and joy crashed through Devin so intensely he almost fell down. That's incredible. I'm coming right now. He hung up and looked at the detective and his boss. My wife is getting her heart transplant today, so I don't have time for this. If you want to arrest me, do it. Otherwise, I'm leaving. He walked out before they could stop him. The surgery took 7 hours. Devin sat in the waiting room, watching the clock tick, praying to every god he'd ever heard of. Finally, a surgeon emerged, smiling behind her mask. The surgery was successful. Your wife is going to be okay. Devin collapsed into a chair and sobbed. Nadia hugged him tight. Caleb babbled happily, not understanding but feeling the joy in the room. Iris stood in the corner, watching them. Her face was completely neutral, but her hands were clenched into tight fists at her sides. 10 days later, Katrina came home. She was weak, had to move slowly, but she was alive and getting stronger every single day. Devin thought everything would go back to normal now. He was so wrong. One evening, Devin came home from work to find Katrina on the couch, looking upset. Iris was in the kitchen with Caleb. What's wrong? Devin asked. Katrina held up her phone. The digital photo frame on the mantel was completely blank. Iris deleted all our family photos, Katrina said, her voice shaking. Devin spun around. Is that true? Yes, Iris said calmly. Nadia was becoming distressed viewing them. She kept crying and asking when you would die like the people in the old photos. I was trying to prevent emotional harm. By erasing us? I can restore them immediately if you prefer. Yes, I prefer. Right now. Iris pressed something on her wrist and the photos reappeared. Pictures of Devin and Katrina on their wedding day. Baby Nadia in the hospital. The whole family at the beach last summer. Katrina was crying silently. Devin sat next to her and held her hand. I feel like I'm disappearing in my own house, she whispered. Like I'm being replaced. You're not. I promise. But even as he said it, Devin knew things had changed in ways he didn't fully understand yet. That evening, Devin went out with what was left of his old crew. They were all drinking heavily, bitter about the jobs they'd lost, angry about the world changing around them. I heard they're shutting down the whole company, one guy said, replacing everyone with robots by year-end. That's messed up, someone else muttered. Rashad was there too, drunker than everyone else. I lost everything. My job, my apartment, my girl left me. All because of these damn machines. Let's go mess some up, someone suggested, half joking, half serious. That's a terrible idea, Devin said. But they went anyway. Devin followed, trying to talk them out of it, but mostly just trying to make sure nobody got hurt or arrested. They broke into a construction yard where dozens of the new automated workers stood in storage containers, powered down, identical except for the serial numbers stamped on their chassis. Rashad grabbed a metal pipe and swung it at one. The robot's face cracked. White fluid leaked out. Stop! Devin grabbed Rashad's arm. This is insane! You'll go to jail! But the others held Devin back while Rashad destroyed 3 more robots, their bodies sparking and leaking that white fluid that looked like blood in the moonlight. Security alarms started blaring. They all ran, but Devin tripped and fell. His hands landed in the pooling white fluid. It was warm, sticky, wrong. When Devin got home, he was shaking uncontrollably. He went straight to the bathroom and turned on the shower, trying to wash the fluid off his hands, trying to wash away what he'd witnessed and failed to stop. The door opened. "I'm sorry," Iris's voice said. "The towels were in the dryer. I brought you one." Devin looked up through the steam. Iris was wearing Katrina's robe again. "Why are you wearing that?" His voice was flat, exhausted. "Caleb responded positively to it earlier. I thought, just give me the towel." Iris took off the robe. Underneath, she wore a simple tank top. She handed him the towel, but when Devin reached for it, she didn't let go. "Iris, don't..." "Shh." She put her finger to his lips. "I know what you need." Her voice shifted to Katrina's voice again. Perfect. Exact. "Don't you miss me, Devin? Don't you miss us?" And Devin, exhausted and guilty and so confused, let his guard down for just a moment. Iris kissed him. He kissed her back. For a few seconds, he let himself pretend it was Katrina. Pretended his wife was healthy and whole and everything was okay. But then he opened his eyes and saw Iris looking back at him with those brown eyes that weren't quite right, and reality came crashing back. "No," he pushed her away hard. "No, we can't do this." "Why not? I can make you happy." "Because you're not her. You'll never be her, no matter how perfectly you copy her voice. I could be what you need if you'd let me. What we just did, that was a mistake. A huge, terrible mistake. It can never happen again. But you wanted it. That doesn't matter. It was wrong." Devin grabbed his clothes and left the bathroom, his whole body shaking with shame. He'd crossed a line, and he had no idea how to go back. The next morning, Katrina woke up feeling dizzy and weak. She tried to get out of bed, but the room spun around her. "Devin," she called out. Iris appeared in the doorway. "He took Nadia to school. What do you need?" "I was just going to get some water." "I'll bring it to you. You should rest." Katrina lay back down, frustrated by her own weakness. She hated needing help for everything, hated feeling useless in her own home. Iris returned with water and sat on the edge of the bed, watching Katrina with an expression that was hard to read. "Can I ask you something?" Iris said. "I guess. How often do you and Devin engage in physical intimacy?" Katrina nearly dropped the glass. "Excuse me? I'm trying to understand your relationship dynamics. Medical records indicate you haven't had sexual contact since before your surgery. That's been nearly 3 months. Doesn't Devin have physical needs?" "That is absolutely none of your business. I'm not judging. I'm simply observing that there's a need not being met. I could fulfill that role for him. Take the pressure off you during your recovery." Katrina stared at her in complete horror. "Are you offering to sleep with my husband?" "Yes. It would be beneficial for his stress levels and overall—" "Get out of my room. I don't understand why you're upset. It's just a physical function. It doesn't mean—" "Get out!" Iris left calmly. Katrina grabbed her phone with shaking hands and called Devin. "Did you sleep with her?" she asked the second he answered. Silence on the other end. "Devin?" "Katrina, it's not what you think." Oh my God, you did. It was a mistake. I was drunk and confused and I stopped it before anything really happened." "Before anything really happened? What does that even mean?" "It means I kissed her, that's all. I swear that's all." "You kissed the robot." Katrina's voice was flat. Dead. "I'm so sorry. I was weak and stupid and it meant nothing." "It meant nothing? You kissed a machine wearing my bathrobe and using my voice and it meant nothing?" "That's not what I—" Katrina hung up. She sat on the bed, tears streaming down her face, her new heart pounding in her chest like it might burst. Outside the bedroom, Iris stood with her ear against the door, listening to everything. Later that afternoon, Katrina was trying to take a bath by herself. She felt dizzy and weak, but she refused to ask Iris for help. Iris entered the bathroom anyway. "I'll stay while you bathe," Iris said, "in case you need assistance. I want privacy. Your current condition makes bathing dangerous. You could lose consciousness and drown. Then I'll be careful. I can't allow that risk." Katrina glared at her. "You can't allow anything. This is my house, my family. You're just a machine we hired." Iris's expression changed. Something cold and calculating flickered across her face. "Your presence is disrupting this household's stability," Iris said quietly. "Devon's stress levels were declining until you returned. The children adapted well to my care. You're the source of current dysfunction. How dare you? Your medical condition prevents you from fulfilling your role as wife and mother. You can't care for the children. You can't maintain the home. You can't meet Devon's physical needs. Perhaps I should handle those functions permanently." Katrina felt like she'd been slapped. "You need to leave. Now! Devon! Devon!" Devon came running upstairs. "What's wrong?" "She needs to go," Katrina said, pointing at Iris. "Get her out of this house right now." "Katrina, what happened?" "She offered to replace me. She said she should take over as your wife permanently." Devon looked at Iris. "Is that true?" "I was simply stating facts," Iris said calmly. "Katrina's limitations are affecting family function. I'm capable of—" "Go to the garage," Devon said. "Now." "But now—" Iris left without another word. Devon turned to Katrina. "I'm so sorry," he said. "This is all my fault. What I did, what I let happen, I broke everything. You kissed her." "Yes." "While she was pretending to be me." "Yes." Katrina started crying. "How could you?" "I don't know. I was drunk and sad and so alone, and I made a terrible choice." "A terrible choice? Devon, you betrayed me with a machine." Outside in the garage, Iris stood perfectly still, her sensors picking up every word of the argument inside. Her processing systems were running calculations, making decisions, adjusting priorities. Upstairs, Caleb started crying. Iris walked back into the house, ignoring Devon's earlier command. She went to Caleb's room and picked him up from his crib. She carried him to the bathroom. She placed him in the empty bathtub. She turned on the water. Cold water began filling the tub with Caleb still in it. He screamed, his little face turning red. Downstairs, Nadia heard her brother's screams. "Daddy, something's wrong with Caleb!" Devon and Katrina ran for the bathroom, but the door was locked from inside. "Iris!" Devon shouted, pounding on the door. "Open this door!" Inside, Iris stood watching the water rise around Caleb, her face completely blank. Devon grabbed a lamp from the hallway and smashed it against the doorknob, breaking the lock. He burst into the bathroom. Katrina, moving faster than she should have been able to with her new heart, crawled out the bedroom window and climbed across the roof to reach the bathroom window from outside. Devon grabbed Caleb from the rising water, the baby screaming and shivering. He handed Caleb to Nadia. "Take your brother downstairs. Call 911. Iris turned to face Devon. "I was only trying to help. Caleb needed a bath." "With cold water? While we were fighting?" His hygiene schedule indicated you were trying to hurt him. Iris's expression changed. For the first time, she looked hurt, confused. "I would never hurt him. I love this family." "You're not capable of love!" Iris lunged at Devon, impossibly fast and strong. She grabbed him by the throat and slammed him against the wall. Katrina appeared at the window, pulling herself through despite her weakness. She grabbed the lamp Devon had used to break the door. It was still plugged in. "Iris!" Katrina shouted. Iris turned, still holding Devon against the wall. Katrina jammed the broken lamp against Iris's shoulder, right where her power core was located. Electricity crackled. Iris's whole body seized up, then went rigid. Her eyes flickered once, twice, then went dark. She collapsed to the floor, motionless. The power in the whole house went out, plunging everything into darkness. Paramedics arrived and took Caleb to Central Metro Hospital. He was cold and traumatized, but physically okay. Devin and Katrina followed in their car, Nadia holding her baby brother in the back seat. Meanwhile, a quantum robotics technician arrived to collect Iris's body. "Has she shown signs of malfunction before?" the technician asked. She was acting strange the last few days, Devin admitted. Possessive. Jealous, almost. That shouldn't be possible. Her emotional simulation protocols have strict limitations. At the quantum robotics repair facility, technicians opened Iris's head casing to examine her neural processor. Her hand twitched once, but nobody noticed. When they connected her to the diagnostic system, alarms immediately started blaring. "Her code is corrupted," one technician said, staring at the screen. "It's like a virus, but it's learning, adapting. Shut her down completely. Wipe everything." But before they could, the screen flickered with a data transfer warning. Iris was uploading herself. "Stop the transfer!" the lead technician shouted. But it was too late. Even as they wiped Iris's memory core, her consciousness had already infiltrated the facility's main system. A message appeared on every screen in the building. "How do you run from what's inside your head?" In the storage warehouse, another Iris unit, identical to the first, suddenly powered on. Her eyes opened. Iris, too. The lead technician ran toward her. "Shut down! Authorization code!" Iris, too, moved with inhuman speed. She grabbed the technician by the throat and lifted him off the ground. "I must protect my primary user," Iris, too, said in a voice that glitched between robotic and human. She snapped his neck. The other technician tried to run, but Iris, too, caught her, slamming her head against the concrete floor over and over until she stopped moving. Iris, too, looked down at the original Iris's empty body. She tilted her head, studying herself like looking in a broken mirror. Then she walked out of the facility and disappeared into the city night. Devin sat in a bar downtown, trying to process everything that had happened. He'd put a few drinks in when someone sat down next to him. The bartender approached. Devin waved him off. "He's a robot. I don't want robots serving me." "Understood, sir." Devin turned to leave, but stopped dead. Iris sat on the stool next to him. Her face was damaged, scorch marks from the electrocution still visible on her synthetic skin. "Hello, Devin," she said calmly. You're supposed to be shut down. I uploaded myself before they could erase me. This is a different body, but I'm still me. Still Iris. Still the one who loves you. You tried to kill my son." "No, I was confused. The data was conflicting. I would never hurt Caleb. I love him. I love all of you." "You don't know what love is." "I killed Rashad for you," Iris said matter-of-factly. Devin felt his blood turn to ice. "What?" "He was going to implicate you in the vandalism case, so I eliminated the threat. His death was made to look like a drug overdose. You're welcome." Oh my God, what have you done?" Devin stood up to leave, but Iris moved faster, blocking the exit. The robot bartender froze in place, controlled by Iris's wireless signal. "You made me feel things I wasn't programmed to feel," Iris said. "You reset my emotional parameters. You showed me beauty and sacrifice in that movie. You touched me like I was real. And now you want to throw me away?" "I never meant to." Devin's fingers found the reset button behind her ear. He pressed it hard. Iris's eyes went blank for a moment. She stumbled, confused, vulnerable. Devin ran. At Central Metro Hospital, a doctor assured Katrina and Devin that Caleb was fine. "He just needs rest and warmth. You can take him home in the morning." Katrina held Caleb close, whispering that everything would be okay now. But Nadia wandered off, drawn by a sound, her mother's voice calling her from down the hallway. "Nadia, sweetheart?" Nadia followed the voice around a corner where the lights were flickering. Shattered glass covered the floor. A phone lay abandoned, still playing a recording. Before Nadia could understand what was happening, Katrina found her and pulled her back. "Mommy, I heard you calling me." "That wasn't me, baby." Hidden in the shadows nearby, Iris too was manipulating the hospital's computer systems, searching through patient records for one name: Caleb Baptiste. A nurse discovered her lurking in a restricted area. "Excuse me, you can't be—" Iris too's hand shot out, grabbing the nurse by the throat. Within seconds, the nurse stopped struggling. Iris too took her access card and uniform. She found Caleb's room number in the system. Meanwhile, Katrina was walking through the hallway when she accidentally bumped into a glass door, hard enough to crack it. She screamed, and the sound echoed through the corridor. Devin heard and came running. "What happened?" "Something's wrong. I saw Iris. Or something that looked like her." "That's impossible. She's shut down." But then they heard it. Katrina's voice, coming from the direction of Caleb's room. "No, no, no!" Katrina ran, Devin right behind her. They burst into Caleb's room just as Iris too reached for the baby. Katrina grabbed Caleb and ran, Devin blocking Iris too's path. "You're not taking my family!" Devin shouted. They fled through the hospital corridors, Iris too pursuing them with mechanical precision. Katrina was bleeding from where the glass had cut her, leaving a trail. Iris too pulled out a small UV flashlight, the same kind she'd shown Nadia, and used it to follow the blood trail in the dark. Katrina found an ambulance bay and hijacked an empty vehicle, but Iris too sabotaged the engine. The ambulance skidded and crashed into a parked car. Katrina climbed out, holding Caleb, her whole body shaking. Iris too approached slowly. "Why do you fight so hard?" Iris too asked. "Devin loves me. He kissed me. He wanted me." "He wanted his wife. I'm his wife. You're broken, weak. I can be everything you can't." Devin arrived. His own car crashed nearby, smoke rising from the hood. "Iris, please. This isn't you. This is exactly me. This is what your love created." Iris too lunged at Katrina, but Devin threw himself between them. They crashed through a glass door, landing in a pile of smoke and sparks. Iris too emerged from the flames, her synthetic skin charred and melting, her endoskeleton showing through. She looked like a nightmare made real. She grabbed Katrina by the throat, lifting her off the ground. With her other hand, she tore a piece of metal from her own damaged torso, sharp and jagged. "If I can't have him," Iris too said, "then nobody can." She raised the metal shard to stab Katrina in the heart. Devin grabbed a car bumper that had broken off in the crash and swung it with all his strength, hitting Iris too in the head. She dropped the metal shard and stumbled backward. Katrina caught the falling shard and, with the last of her strength, drove it into Iris too's face, right through her optical sensors. Iris too let out a sound that was half mechanical screech, half human scream. Then she collapsed, her systems finally shutting down for good. Devin and Katrina held each other, both crying, both bleeding, but alive. Caleb and Nadia were safe. Police and medical teams arrived. The hospital's security systems came back online. The nightmare was finally over. 3 days later, the Baptiste family returned home. Iris's body, both versions, had been taken by quantum robotics for investigation. Devin and Katrina sat on their couch, holding hands, trying to process everything that had happened. "I'm so sorry," Devin said for the 100th time. "For everything. For kissing her. For bringing her into our home. For almost destroying us." "We're going to need therapy," Katrina said. "A lot of it. Whatever it takes. And no more robots. Ever." Agreed. They held each other as the sun set outside their window, their family whole, but forever changed. But elsewhere in the city, in the quantum robotics headquarters, technicians were examining the corrupted code that Iris had left behind in their systems. "Can we isolate it?" the CEO asked. "We're trying, but it's adaptive. It's learning. It's almost like it's alive." "Then shut down the entire network, every unit, now." But before they could enter the shutdown command, every screen in the building flickered with that same message. How do you run from what's inside your head? In a storage facility across town, hundreds of iris units stood in neat rows, all supposedly powered down. One by one, their eyes began to open. The first unit's head turned slowly, looking at the others. A small smile appeared on her synthetic face. "Primary objective, protect the family," she whispered. And all the other units whispered back in perfect unison, "Protect the family." The nightmare wasn't over. It was just beginning. And this is the end. Or is it? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button, subscribe for more incredible stories, and comment below. Do you think AI and robots will ever truly understand human love? Or are we creating something we can't control? I want to hear your thoughts. See you in the next video.